All right, so today's challenge, due to the market conditions, everything is good. I want you guys to recycle 4 layers. So 4 layers, a layer is constituted of, 3 to 6 trades. Okay, so a layer is 3 to 6 trades inside of a zone. And a zone is just an area of support and resistance where you have at least 2 to 3 pips of take profit. That is what a zone is. That's what we're identifying a zone as. So the challenge today is to recycle 4 layers, not all at the same time, just get 4 layers to recycle. So as we get some back and forth, price cycles up, price cycles down, that if you get into a sell right here on a layer, so you got 4 trades on, as you're building in early into a sell, it comes down, doesn't go all the way down. It comes down, gives you that take profit. You take it, it shoots back, and you put that layer right back on. And so you get into another group of sells right here as it comes down, and it comes down again. And then you take it for a take profit. That is one recycle. Basically, what I'm trying to help you guys do is, instead of taking 1x, let's 2x or even 3x our opportunities in the market, so that we can pull more money in the market off of the same price cycle move. So within a price cycle move, we're recycling our trades at least 1 time, if not 2 times. So the goal, the challenge is to get 4 recycled trades. Please got some. Mike's got some. Good job, guys.
Okay, I'm gonna recycle again here. Oh wow, I didn't, before I could recycle it, take them out.
So recycling trades is a skill set, that a technique that I think you can utilize when the market conditions are pretty solid on your price cycles. So when you get into a market where it's been moving 1 or 2 price cycles, recycling trades is great, particularly if your price cycles are 5+ on a price cycle. And that's what this market has been today, right? And it's been today. So basically, we've gotten a lot of up and down movement. I would say this is a 2 price cycle run, 1 up, 1 down, 1 back up, down, up, meaning that if you do get yourself into a little bit of a pickle, this market has been very forgiving today, as long as you adhere to the number 1 rule in terms of price cycle and trading. So the number 1 rule of price cycle and trading is what? I'm going to ask Pops, in case maybe in terms of what you should never place a trade when?
At the end of it.
Oh, good job. He just phoned a friend. Well, what is it, Pops? You should never place a trade when?
At the end of the price cycle.
At the end of the price cycle, right? Yeah, and so if you had placed a sell here, that's not
a good place.
A good place to place a sell, right? But if you placed a sell here, right? Or maybe even a buy. So if you placed a buy right here, the market has been forgiving, thinking, okay, I think it's going to come up and turn here, right? And you place a buy here and it goes lower. The market has been shown that today it's been very forgiving. And then as long as you have the proper placements of your buys and sells, you could get into either one and you could recycle it on either side. And that's what we've been seeing all day. And so when you could recognize that, then you can also bring in the let's recycle our trades technique. And instead of just sitting on our hands waiting for 1 layer to hit, we might be able to maximize that layer and hit it 2, if not 3 times before it decides to finally move away from us and get it. And so this is a good technique to utilize under those market conditions. And sometimes I even do that if I'm even in different market conditions and I get an expansion move or an exhaustion move and I fade that candle,
What is it?
if you're fading a candle for that 50% move, so a lot of times you can recycle those trades too, where it doesn't give you that 50%. It comes, stalls here, but that's like, 4 or 5 pips, get out, pushes back, get back in, pushes back even further, get back in for that 50% move. And so sometimes, a lot of times I will recycle my trades whenever I see that. And I usually see a breakout of consolidation almost every trading session. So there's a high probability opportunity there where you could recycle your trades as well. All right. So how we doing, Dad? How many layers you got that you've recycled so far?
Good.
No, how many?
3.
How many? You've done 3 so far?
Yeah.
Okay. Anybody hit the challenge? Anybody at 4?
Yeah, I'm going to be on my 4th.
You're on your 4th too?
I've done 3 already. If it comes back down, then I'll be on my 4th. Comes down to the beginning of that candle, and I should be on my 4th.
No, Clede, there is no. He asked the question, was I supposed to do it in buys or sells? Nope. It's just finding the opportunity to do it, right? To recycle. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter the direction. Okay, Khalid's done. Again, I would love it if you could post in the challenge section so we can start doing that. And a lot of traders that can't make this, what I've gotten over the weekend from a few traders who can't make these sessions still love these challenges. And they're going through them and still doing them. And so that's kind of where I'm like, if you're watching this as a recording, I still think you should take the challenge and practice these things, right? Because this is challenges. Although every time I try to give a challenge, I try to match the challenge with the market that we're in. But you get this market all the time. This is a typical market. This isn't an abnormal market where it's just adhering to price cycles. This is one of my favorite markets to trade in. It's a great wobbling, very forgiving, easy to fix trades if you are on the wrong side of it. Just as long as you are staying light and going heavy when the opportunity presents itself. These are also difficult markets sometimes to make a lot of money in for traders who don't tend to get aggressive because it hits their take profit over and over and over and doesn't allow them to get into an opportunity where they can get aggressive or put more on and stacking into layers. And so sometimes it's harder to make more money in markets like this unless you're recycling trades, you're looking for opportunities to go heavy, all that kind of stuff. And so that's kind of the point or the emphasis I'm trying to make here today is that we do get this market quite often. In fact, this type of market is probably, you see it more often than any other type of market that's out there, which is your price cycle market. It's moving in kind of up, it's moving with the trend and price cycle ranges, staying in a range, everything to do with price action. That's why we teach price action, is because you see this market more often than not. However, if you don't know how to take the advantages of this market, a lot of traders out there will say this, as I've been doing a deep dive on YouTube, a lot of traders will say, stay away from this market. They say, stay away from this market because you can't make any money in it, right? You look for the long ranges, the long trends, making those 100 pip moves, those 50 pip moves. You're not going to get that this morning. You're not going to get those huge moves. You're not going to get those swings, those ranges, right? And so, but the market tends to trade in this thing in consolidation and in price cycles more than any other pattern I would say, more than an expansion pattern, more than anything else. And so learning how to trade in this market is very, 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 conducive to a scalper for sure, because that's what we do. And it's very conducive to the wobble technique. And that's why you can make a lot of money in it. I do. And I love trading this type of market for sure. All right, Pops, you on your fourth still? Looking for your last?
As soon as I make a profit on this, I'm done.
Okay, so I don't know. Can you explain to me the definite? Can you explain to me and everybody else how to recycle a trade? Just like how to do it.
How to do it?
Mm-hmm.
Well, recycle basically means close out the trades that you have and re-enter some more trades. That's what you're doing when you're recycling.
Yes, but you're also missing a key element. So right now I'd be buying.
Sure. Exactly.
So buy right here. So buy right here for an opportunity to recycle this layer. So recycling, the thing that you're missing, and I think you understand it, but the thing that you're missing is not just to make profit on a layer, it's to make profit in the same area. So if are these buys or these are buys up here,
yeah.
Right? And so this layer is gone. No. You're not going to be able to recycle that layer. Right. And so that's why you have to recycle this layer, but also a layer is 4. So look for at least 3 to 4 trades here. So look to get into a couple more trades on this. So you got the nasty spread. So if it pops down to here and test that again, get into another. If it pops up to here, fells that, that's when you can recycle. So again, buy again here. Go ahead and buy. Now we're into a layer here. Okay. So now what we're looking to do is recycle. Now, if you had enough meat on the bone, this is a good recycle point right there. Meaning that if it fails to cross here, but tests, then you can get out of everything and recycle this layer as it comes back down to do that. So go ahead and you can buy in again as it pops down, because now we're playing with that action point. And again, this market has decided to run 2 price cycles. We got two price cycles here. So the opportunity for it to run at least up 1 price cycle is greater than for it to run down another price cycle. So this could be a position. You got to be cognizant of this point right here, but this could be a position where you could decide, okay, I could go a little heavy here because I'm at the end of this price cycle. We got 2 price cycles. The probability for it to go up 1 is greater than for it to go down 3. However, this is where that price cycle would probably end, or this is, coming up, companioning that price cycle with also 50% is what I would look for to do. So if it comes up into this area and stalls, that's when you'd get out of your trades, and then you'd look for a recycle of a failed attempt lower than this. So once it comes, let me clear my drawings. This is the action that I'd be looking for right now. Comes up here, it stalls, I'd get out. Comes down to here, it stalls, I would get back in. I would buy back in. I'm going to use a check mark as a buy back in right here for a possibility of recycling all of these trades. Does that make sense, Dad?
Mm-hmm.
So again, it needs to cross above this for it to have an attempt at that. If it fails to cross above this and it makes a body lower than that, then that means it's going to come down and test those. And that means that you can just put more buys on. stack into another layer down. And you can recycle multiple layers at the same time. So if it does in fact come down here, test, and then decide it's going to come up here and test, well, you can recycle all of those layers. So again, buy into that. So buy in as it comes down. Let's buy in. The only thing that you're missing that is, to me, is a crucial part of my trading is I need to have that 5-minute view. So if you have that on another monitor, that's fine. But I always am constantly looking at that 5-minute view, like glancing at it. It's kind of like when I'm driving, it's my rear view mirror. I'm looking at it like every 10 seconds, just kind of seeing about it. And so by not having it in your view,
My screen is so small that I like to flip between the two.
I can see that, but I would also, you know, maybe for a Christmas gift, you should get an external monitor.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
I wonder who could do that for you.
I guess the person who's stalking.
All right. Do you see how? No, you didn't. Josh, stop. Josh said that he hit.
I did. It went down there, and on that wick, I hit 2 cells. I'm pissed.
Yeah.
All right, Khalid. It's not just me. I think we need to make some big, bright buttons, that different colors that are not green. So I think it's to the point where we need to make one red and one green, or something.
Did you hit the wrong button?
And Josh said it. My dad did it. It's not just me. Thank you guys for making me feel a lot better about myself. I was so down all weekend.
Where would you get the indicator? Did somebody make it? I mean, the dashboard.
Oh no, Khalid.
Dashboard.
Yeah, Khalid made this protege.
Okay. Yeah.
So I'm saying
Ask him, see if he can make it so the buys on top on the cell on the bottom.
do that too. Flip that. But I'm just saying, just for anything, just make the box not the same color. Right?
Okay.
Make the box 2 different colors, and so as traders we get taught, which box to push. Buys are green, usually, always green.
Yeah.
All right.
Anyway, you remember my little mnemonic device, right? Do I need to do this again? That you want your profit line to go from lower left to upper right.
Right.
So you do low on the left and up
Low on the left, and profit on the right.
Left button goes low, right button goes high.
I think sometimes when I trading, like the only thing that I could think of is that when I'm trading really quick and I'm just try without thought, I don't know. Just kind of, I have no idea. But it's happened quite a bit lately, and I don't know.
Rid of it because I got this strip going across the top.
Oh, is that your?
Oh, there, I got it now.
Yeah, can't get rid of
Figured
it.
it
I
out.
think you just sold though. Hopefully you didn't sell.
And my video keeps cutting in and out. I don't know why.
All right.
There we go.
It just helps when you can see that this is a good bottom support. You see that should be a place for price cycle to turn. And then right here, so if you wanted to recycle a layer, you could close out of those guys for profit. And that would have been a perfect opportunity to recycle that layer. But you don't have that opportunity anymore. You see how it kind of came up and stalled. You could have gotten out and then right back in
Right.
on that. Because we still haven't gotten that price cycle higher. We should anticipate that to come into the market, but you could have recycled that layer right there and peeled off profit, because you might need it. You might need to recycle just this layer. And so sometimes we get caught as, well, I can't take this layer off because I need it for these layers to fix these layers, right?
Right.
So we're coming down right on that 5 minutes. So I'd continue to buy in some more. And again, right here's your buy. That's fine. I guess it's the same. We'll go ahead and buy in. But if you would have made profit on this, you could have repositioned those guys down there too. Yeah. So what you're looking for right this second is to put some profit layers on. Now that it's moved down 3 price cycles without moving up, it's definitely overextended on the sells. We should see it come up and test this area right there. We just don't know when that turn's going to happen. So in order for us to get confirmation that the turn will happen, it's going to have to cross this, right? If it comes up here and it fails to cross, again, another recycle opportunity. If you get buys on here, peel them off right there, comes down again, but buys on. Okay. Everything in us says that we should get a turn in the market at some point. And so we were playing into that turn. Not much meat down there. Okay, good comment. Yeah, at least if there's at least 3 pips, take it. If not, don't worry about it. I just can't. I can't measure that because that's not my computer. Josh says he feels like he's just adding to the risk. That is what it feels like, but that's not what's happening. So you'll see this is kind of one of my favorite things is when it does run against you, because now we're in a heavy even if you were light, which I'm not going to say he was lighter, and I'm not going to comment on that because this is just a practice account, right? They're just practicing. But if all these trades were light, and you're still in, your position size, I'd still be adding to buys. But I would be like, this layer's gone, this layer's gone. I'm going to try to break even on this layer and then make money on the price cycle on the right back up. The moment, can you minimize this 5-minute buy and sell?
Yeah.
No. Sorry. If you don't
Never
mind.
mind.
If you don't mind,
I got the screens.
Let me take
There.
control just for a second. I'm gonna ask control for remote control. Okay, so this is how I would set it up for you. We'll have this here, this over here, move this over there, and I would move this over here. And this view right here. This here.
Pew.
Trying to move that. All right, this is all let me. I'm trying to touch two things, so. Let's move this guy over here. There. All right. Now you get now you can have just a better view. I don't know if that's easy to see on your screen because I'm not sure if your laptop's giving you that. All right.
Also, close the navigator window there. It's not super necessary.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I would, for sure.
Only if I need to do something, I open it.
Yeah, you can reopen it whenever you want.
Yeah. Usually when I need to do something, I open it. The rest of the time I keep it closed.
That's a good point. I'll give you a little more screen space. All right. Missed an opportunity to I mean to recycle, but that's
Right.
okay. So it's playing right here. Remember what we said, it has to cross this in order for it to come up and to have these trades into play. But for me, I just want to go back to Josh's comment where he's like, he feels like he's just adding to his risk, right? Yes, you are adding to your risk if you don't start out light. So if you're not starting out light, that's the key thing, is because at some point this run's going to happen to you. It's going to run 3 price cycles. It'll run 3 price cycles and it'll continue to run, right? But if you cannot add buys or profit down here, and you're just sitting on your hands because you don't want to add to your risk, then you're not fixing these trades up here, right? And so
No, what I was thinking is there wasn't enough meat. Like there was like one pit.
by
Yeah, there
getting
wasn't
into a
enough
layer
meat.
here.
So I wanted another pit to go against me before adding. That's what
Okay.
I was thinking.
All right. So I was confused as to what you're saying. However, I'm still going to explain what I'm talking about because I see people do that all the time where they're like, it's gone away from me. Like, this is my layer. It's gone away from me. I'm all the way down here. I'm not going to put any trades on because I don't want to make them worse. So I'm going to wait until it comes up into here. Right. And so that's the point that I'm trying to make, is like, you need to have profit so that you can fix these layers, because these layers are now gone. Right. In my mind, they're no longer profit layers. Now I'm looking at, this is not a profit layer. This is not a profit layer. I'm looking for these layers here to mitigate my exposure so they can cross out those layers. Right.
Yeah, that's kind of what I do when I trade, is I watch that break-even line.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes if I just cross it, then I know that even though I'll lose on those trades, I'll win on the others. So the whole, when I close all of them, I'm at least winning.
Sure. The other thing you need to be cognizant of is that this break-even line changes once you take this layer off. Once you take this layer off, that
Right.
break-even line is going to go up to here. But however, you could be taking these layers off to recycle, which I would right now,
Right now.
right? Take anything in profit and start recycling those as for a test down to here and put those right back on, pill off anything. In fact, I'd probably just close out everything. Just go ahead and close out everything right now. And then if it comes right back down here, I'd put another layer on for the test. But this is the move that I was waiting for, that you're building for, right? As it keeps coming down here, now you're 3 price cycles away. You're 3 price cycles away. It's kind of overextended. You know it's going to at least go up 1 price cycle. Here's the 1 price cycle. It's coming back down. Now you can buy back in real quick, buy in. I hate that spread. But if you're buying in here and keep buying in all the way down to here for another test of this high, that's the definition of recycling that layer, that trade layer. And that's what I do all the time. All right, guys, let's just jump into a quick recap. Dad, let's recap this. As soon as you get profit on that, I'd say you're done with the challenge, or you completed the challenge. As soon as it pops above this, probably going to test into that range. But what do you think? What do you think on this? Give us kind of a recap of the session, Deb.
Well, I guess what I think is that all in all, you're going to make money 3 or 4 times faster by recycling and moving in and out than you would just buying and holding or selling and holding. And so the key is to learn how to do it and do it well. and it'll make you a more effective, better trader.
If you watch Sean trade, that's what he does all the time. That's why he trades with 3 pips to take profit, because it bounces up, hits it, comes back down, puts it on again. Bounces up, hits it, comes back down, puts them on again, right? And that's all he does is just recycle his trades and hoping to get, 2 to 3 pips every single time. So that's kind of what I'm teaching, or the principle that I'm trying to teach on the recycling your trades is the same thing, but without a take profit, right? And not necessarily you don't have a take profit, but you're in control of when you want to take that and that layer stack. And sometimes you need to take those, or sometimes you take them for profit, and then sometimes you need to hold on to them a little bit if you're in fix it mode or you're fixing trades above it. And that is a technique known as recycling your trades. It seems like every single day we get the opportunity to trade inside of some sort of consolidation that's moving 5 to 10 pips. And using this technique will help you to 2, 3, even sometimes 4x your trade before it moves to the next price cycle. What a great opportunity to capitalize and stack those profits. Again, congratulations to everybody that was able to pass the challenge today. And if you still are trying to take this challenge and pass it, don't forget to post how you did it in Discord, as well as see other challenges that we've done in the past. Every single challenge here is designed to make you a better trader. So join our Discord channel, check out all the other challenges, pass them, post them, and then make sure you trade with us in the morning. Oh, and as always, don't forget to like, subscribe, and we'll see you tomorrow morning.